talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless, we will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Now that you've reached the stage in your life where quality television is important, Nubian TV is a black network that speaks to your lifestyle. Nubian TV is the world's first digital network devoted to the upscale and political lifestyles of black people. Nubian TV's programming includes politics, travel, fashion, food, automotive, arts and culture, civil rights, music, and more. Watch now on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or watch globally at nubiantv.net. Nubian TV, it's what you want to watch. Now that you've
Each of you are in a relationship with somebody you have never met before.
We have been chit-chatting for about 5 months. We have been together for 4.5 years now.
I'm gonna go meet my man.
I'm just hoping that he likes me in real life.
I've been keeping something from you.
Child, you've been keeping something from him. What? Oh, you kept all this and then you released it upon the world. What the hell is going on around here? Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. We are live on tour for the Never Ever Met Season 2, Episode 9, child. Next week, it's the finale, and then supposedly it's supposed to be a reunion. Child, what is this? What's going on? Why is my brain not braining? I don't understand. Gigi, if you're there, my friend, what say you? Gigi, you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, loud and clear.
Okay. All right.
What say you, child? Because I remember my excitement for it being renewed for season 2, and found the sneak peek, and then I released the trailer, and I don't expect we would be at this stage, where it's like we could have really not been that excited for this if this was going to be the case, because this little much.
So, are we going with overall? Or are we just going to talk about this episode? Because if it's broken down, I still can't. Listen, I can't wait to get into these comments because I have not even seen them. And I know that if what I'm thinking about the fuckery that we just seen,
right,
and just what we know on the back end, because anybody who's been in the Reddit threads, or watches the review, there's different things that we bring up and show that, some people don't have access to. This is crazy. And then, listen, I've been rooting for Jay and Cinco, but they're starting to get on my nerves. And I know we're down to the wire, that's fine, but they're getting on my nerves. Because I am feeling like they're putting themselves in everybody else's business to seem like they are the
Now,
Right. Like they're the it couple. They are the best. They are the example. They are the leaders. They are the ones who don't have any problems. And it's like, yo, chill your shit. Because there's a reason why y'all up in everybody else's shit.
that part. And with that being said, higher is weighing, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour with this damn show. Let me take down that iconic intro there. I am Braylon Lee. That is the one, the only, the gifted GG9 right there. Y'all, welcome in to this damn show. And I don't mean our show, okay? I mean this damn show of the never ever Mets. Shit. Because what the hell, man? Oh, my God. Okay, child. Lord. All I know is there better be a reunion on or we're going to have some problems. Because this.
Yeah, a reunion definitely has to happen.
Ooh. Ah. You ready for this review, my friend?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Just had to ask from the jump because I feel like we're both going to be through it mentally today, honestly. Let me get it up here, child. This don't make no damn sense at all. So here we go, everybody. We kick it off with Brittany and Ty. At the beginning of the episode, picks up right from the last episode. And I has been trying, and you don't feel like Ty is disrespected. And Brittany says you taking on too much of one side and the immaturity. Alexis is saying that all Ty wants is hugs and kisses. And Jay says that Brittany has been touching everybody else with throwback clips included.
Right, which we have those throwback clips if because
yes,
it looked like she was she hugged Chris. She did something else with Cinco and then led him out the room or something.
Oh,
and then there was
she tickled Cinco.
Yeah, and she tickled him too. But yeah, with those slides of her what she was doing, it's like, okay, you laughing, Keke, you're throwing yourself on Chris, you're tickling Cinco, you're, you know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, like that. Okay, so there you go. You hugging Chris, you all, connected with him, happy, smiling, everything's good. And as soon as we seen this, it gave Jody vibes. This was all Jody.
Yep.
And then, there she is again. Looks like her and Cinco, I think, talking, and she's all up in his face.
Yep.
And then, the other time where she's tickling Cinco right there. So, that's a big problem.
It is, because honestly, if you are there for your person, you should be there for your person. Now, me and Gigi, we talked about this on live and also talked about this offline too. Could there be a case in a future season where two couples that did not get along, the man and woman from that couple ended up dating? Could that happen? That could potentially happen. But that doesn't mean it should happen, right? And I think it's the principle of the thing, because you're absolutely right. The first season was Aaron J. It was Aaron J. and Jody. And so here's everybody in the kitchen talking. As you can see here, that's Brandon right there. Alexis got Chris. Jay got Cinco, and then Brittany ain't got nobody. And so, Britt, you can't be that big mad at people calling you out on your shit. You just can't, because you have engaged more with everybody else than Ty. I mean, it was even if we go back to Irvin and Alicia, when Irvin said, "I want to, do yoga with you," and Alicia said that, I'm good, but she went out and did yoga with a whole nother man. That was uncouth. That was foul. That was disrespectful. Like it just is what it is. So you saying that, this is you guys listening to too much of one side, and the immaturity's there, and that Brittany that you don't want to have inner conversations and all that stuff. And Alexis then says that maybe you should try to talk to Brittany. And here's Ty right here saying a very articulate point. And Keke, I don't know why you looking that hard, because child, what's coming up with your behind later on, child. Oh Lord, I don't imagine the volumes, not books, volumes, darling, volumes in the comment section for her. But that's neither here nor there. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But saying what needs to be said of, I've tried to do the right thing all the time, and that's not being respected. And then we see, I think it was Ty and Brandon, but I think it might have been Cinco, that he was always the nice guy and everything, so he has to be the asshole. And then Brittany is done. Like, unless Ty says something magical to, fix all this, then, she's done. And then there's 3 days left. So I'm just like, listen, you can't cause a fire, then call the fire department, and then not tell the fire department on how the fire got started. Gigi, what's your take on that, child? Because that was a lot.
That was definitely a lot, and Brittany was definitely taking it just too far. And I feel like she was wanting to be pampered, and we even talked about this. She complained about what Ty wasn't doing and how he promised her this, promised her that, but then when he starts doing it, you're still complaining. It's still a problem. She was getting waited on hand and foot. This man is going out of his way to make sure that she knows how he feels, but she was not willing to reciprocate that. And I agree with Ty. She has no sense of accountability because she's putting everything on him. There's not a point in time where she actually sits and reflects on her to say, hey, well, I can see where he could feel insecure sometimes, or, instead of faking it like, oh, I'm trying to save his feelings and I'm trying to make sure that he's not hurt. Be honest. Being honest is the best way to keep that from happening. But she doesn't have that. And we've spoken on it before as well. People will make time for who they want and what they want. They will do things with people that they like. She don't like Ty. She's not attracted to Ty. So that's why she's not trying to be lovey-dovey, feely, touchy, none of that. But the other ones that she feels that she's attracted to, even though they're with other women in the house, of course she's going to touch on them because that's where she's attracted. So I agree with Ty. Like, Ty's definitely done enough. I don't feel like he needs to explain anymore. I'm so glad that they actually was able to move on, because I know the next clip they go outside and they talk with each other, and that's when they finally realize, like, hey, we're just gonna split up, which is great. Because Brittany, what was you doing? Nothing.
That part.
Nothing at all. And even in this, Jay, well, let's talk about that too, because do you feel like Jay was right or wrong with what she said when she was talking about Brittany being promiscuous, and then as we see in the clips, her touching on all the other men but not giving that attention to Ty? Do you feel like Jay was correct that Brittany's promiscuous, or?
Here's the thing. I got what Jay was saying. I think it might have been the wrong word choice. Because being promiscuous is, actually doing things behind somebody's back and then not owning up to it. And to me, promiscuous from that angle should have been a more deeper intimacy from that regard. But I understood what she meant by being a promiscuous whore. Now, those were her words, not mine. Okay, listen. God forbid a black man has an opinion. But sincerely, I got what Jay was saying. I don't think she was wrong what she said. I think it might have been the wrong word choice, but Jay was just saying that, you're doing too damn much. That's it. You're doing too damn much, and you're not wanting to own up to your end of the bargain, your responsibility, you don't want to own up to the current that you're making in this hurricane. So.
What about what Brittany said? Because Brittany was calling her out saying that she don't even know what that means and kept asking what it means, and also said, girl, you're the one that got bent over in the shower on the first night.
Well, I mean, when she said that, I'm just like, so you mad at Jay for claiming what's hers, but you ain't giving Ty any time of day? I'm just saying now. There was a lot of towels used. Towels, plural, ladies and gentlemen. Towels, plural. But I just felt like Brittany got caught and she was just trying to find anything to hold on to prove her point. And she failed miserably. She did. Because, like, really, you gonna get upset with Jay and Cinco because they had a vibe? Child.
Right. Well, before we move on, let's read a couple comments. Start it out right.
Ahead.
Okay. Let's see.
By the way, Gigi has not read these comments before, y'all.
Yes, I have not read these comments. So these are, we're just gonna go with it. When I see their names, I'm gonna push it out. Okay. So Black Butterfly says, LOL, the flashbacks of Brittany and Cinco's face and touching him. Now I get the hostility Jay has for her. Brittany, all of the guys are handsome, which in quotation marks, because she did say that. All of the guys are handsome. Says nothing about the guys she is there to date. She's not attracted to Ty, and everyone in the house sees it. I'm glad she stopped wasting his time. I don't care. Jay was right. He was serving her breakfast and drinks too. We literally seen most of the women reciprocate and plan dates. Brittany has literally done nothing for him, which is very much true. Okay, so Lethea Johnson says, calling Brittany a hoe and saying she's promiscuous, she's got jokes. Pot calling the kettle black.
Wait, they saying pot meet the pot. Wait, they said
yes.
Pot meet kettle Jay?
Yeah, saying that Jay to call Brittany a hoe, that's the pot calling the kettle black.
Interesting.
And then she also says Cinco and his girl, only time will tell, but I think she is troublesome and will somehow wild out, which is very possible. Brittany enjoyed the attention and relaxation she got from being on the show. Ty was just the background extra. She did not want him. I feel that.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Last one I'll read for now. XOXO Pinky says, Brittany is phony as hell. Why couldn't she keep it real saying she's not interested for real? She's not attracted to him physically, mentally, or emotionally. That's true.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, and Dondi, welcome in. I'm glad to have you here. They did show Brittany doing anything for Ty. Well, I mean, this is true and untrue because in the words of Karen Huger, yes, I know Karen Huger's in jail, but that doesn't mean the quote that I'm about to say does not land here. I'm only judging what you're giving me. So if she did not do anything for Ty, then they could not capture anything to showcase that, right? And listen, when it comes to, Jay saying what she said about pot beat kettle, right? I can see where Jay, has problems that, she can be very aggressive, as we have learned. If you weren't here for our last review, let's just say, in the words of Luigi, from the Mario Bros. It was a very tense moment with Jay. So I get it, right? But from what we have seen, at least not Brittany, but at least Jay and Cinco have been about their ish. You know what I mean? Child, listen. I think everybody's so glad that this show is coming to an end because it's just like we gotta wrap this up. We have to. Child. Oh my Lord. But yeah, that was a very intense conversation.
Yeah, and then something else that got me is because afterwards, when Brittany and Ty were talking, she was saying about how he didn't protect her and didn't come in and, stick up for her. And he's like, why? Like, why would I? You're in there bashing him. You get mad because you get called out on some shit and you want him to still take up for you?
Right.
Make it make sense. And when it comes to her not doing nothing for him, the only thing we seen them do was the very first night when they cooked together.
That's it.
After that, there was nothing else to show.
And not to mention too, if we go back to the game, which at first I hated the games because like the games are driving the season, with the cast should be driving the season, you know what I mean? But in the same token though, looking at where we are right now, I am kind of glad the games were played because we got to see different dynamics that were a bit more forceful this season than the first season. Now, of course, the first season was, the pilot for the culture to see if people would take it in, and then here we are. But when it came to that question of, do you believe if you haven't had sex with your partner that you'd be good sex partners? From the premise of the question, it sounded like a general question. And to be honest, and if I was in that situation, if she's feeling pressured to say yes, then guess what? I'm gonna go off the vibe. That's anybody, right? But that wasn't the case with that. That was a general question of, do you feel if you don't have sex that you'll be good sex partners? And Ty gave a genuine answer, which was no. That was not a wrong answer from that general context. And Brittany got upset by it. It's just like, so you wanted him to lie? when you hesitated to say yes? Like, what the hell? Child, this is why I said that Brittany is a more mature Sienna from season 1. She doesn't go off like Sienna, but she has a very bougie way of going off. Child, listen. Hilarious. Sorry, y'all.
Their relationship was over a while ago. Why keep prolonging it? And I actually just seen something here in the comments that has me questioning some things. Let me see if I can find it again because, okay, yeah, let's see. Okay, so the comment says, and this is from Lethea Johnson again, and then there's somebody that comments under her replies to her comment, and that's what has me questioning things. Okay, so I'm gonna read it all. So here's the first part. It says, yes, I will give Brittany credit. She was trying to be respectful regarding the sexual chemistry conversation. However, the whole relationship was over a few episodes ago. The final nail in the coffin was when she met Ty's brother. Now, the reply to that message says, I thought she knew his brother first and they met through him. Question mark.
Yes.
Could that have been the case?
That is very, very true, because that was said right from the dough. Not dough. When his brother came to the house. Let me ask you this: what's making you think about that? Do you think that maybe Brittany and Ty's brother might have had a life? Well, not had a life, but they had an interaction in life before.
It could seem very possible, and it also could be that maybe she is more attracted to his brother than him.
Lord Jesus, not a Jody situation, another family affair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, just make it make sense. Yes, of course, she's been talking to Ty for the months that she's been talking to him, but where has their connection been? She act like she liked him great when they was online, but you get face to face and you don't like him. You're more giddy and smiley about his brother coming than you are staying in the house with him. So, I don't know. But that did make me question, does she like his brother?
That could be very well possible. I did not think about that in that fashion. This don't make no damn sense. Thank you for that, gorgeous, as always. Believe me, there will be more volumes for sure from the comment section. Dondi says, although I agree with Jay, I'm surprised Brittany didn't bring up that Jay slept with 2 different men within 24 hours. That's fair point. To the
because when you think about promiscuity, that's what comes to mind is, okay, well, you out here just basically having casual encounters with people. You just it's just casual to you. So
that's a very well said point, Dondi. Very well said. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Y'all, we're just getting started, child. And of course, we got Reddit and then the poll question, child. Lord Jesus. So, this beautiful shot comes up with 3 days left. I feel like the SpongeBob meme, 3 days later. Just to no avail. So, I think this is Alexis, maybe? I don't know who, child. But everybody's waking up. These two are talking. Okay, these two right here, Charlie and Jared. Now,
I'm gonna start calling him Lyophis because he just lies so much. He just Lyophis. That is, I am so sick of his lying ass.
No, I'm with you now. Now, obviously, I believe that somebody's auntie was called about what type of fish they were fishing for. Because how can you Charlie, after everything that has happened, be kicking it with him with his leg upon your existence of thigh thickness, peachness, whatever you want to call it. And Jared is saying, and I quote, hey, listen, we caught this catfish. I'm just like, Janelle, why are you involved in this fucking show? Why you gotta be the auntie that know about fishing and shit? Damn. Had your fake Louis Vuitton red boots on out there. Hell. Helping Jared and the men fish and shit. Babe, you catch a fish? Look at that.
That's exactly what I thought about when I heard that. I said, what did he? Oh, shit. All right. That's where we're taking it. And that's exactly what I seen. Hey, babe, you catch a fish? What? Get in there with your tore up house robe, mama. Get your ass in there.
And I mean, Jared was no. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna talk about Jared because just him laying there lying. Like, do you not think they don't have clips, and for them to insert the clips, like, yo, let's go ahead and pinpoint his lie. He said he caught the fish. No, Ty and Brandon caught the fish. Yes. He said it was hard for him to get it out. He don't know because he didn't try. Oh, he said that he just unhooked it and let it go. He didn't even touch it. Like, oh, the lies.
And not to mention, catfish, if I recall, being a Southerner, my damn self, and everybody's related to the South through some shape, form, or fashion, okay? But being from Arkansas, we have this thing from Walmart FLW called Big Bass Bonanza, where if you catch the biggest bass fish, you win $100,000. So a catfish comes from down south. Okay. Now, I'm not saying there's not catfish in California, because I don't know. Fish do travel, okay? But, sir, if you caught a catfish, it would have been more of a tug and pull, more than you allegedly had on camera. I mean, the way Janelle screamed, she was pulling with her voice for her nephew more than that pull that you had on that alleged catfish. And there was more of a tug there with Jared and baby boy than you being outside. I mean, you might as well just been the black Uncle Si from Duck Dynasty and just getting you a green cup, taking a sip of tea, and then just, you know what, y'all, I'm a mow a little grass. I just need to be mentally displaced for a day. You might as well just did that shit, because the way you was giving details about catfish, I'm like, boy, I gotta call you a boy for this, because I'm like, catfish is usually a bit heavier than that. Just a little bit. Chill out it, but I just like, okay, this is what we do. And then Charlie just laughing away like, you really falling for this here? Okay, John.
So listen, I be watching my Chinese dramas, okay? I love Chinese Korean dramas. I love them. Don't judge my life. Whatever. Jared reminds me of some of the characters on some of these short videos that they make, and he's the one like that is trying to become like who's trying to take over the CEO position, but he's using dirty tactics. You know what I'm saying? Like he's stealing trade secrets, or he's like it's like there's a design competition, so he steals someone else's designs and try to pass it off as his. You know what I'm saying? But then turns around and accuse the original creator for plagiarism just so that he don't get caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jared's that type of person to me. Like, he's the type that would steal your test at school, erase your name, put his name on it, and turn it in. And take all the credit. Because how he just took credit for all of that and told Charlie that story is wild. And I'm going to say this. That's dangerous. Jared is dangerous, okay? I hope Charlie look. Even if Charlie I don't feel like Jared's gonna be with her, but I feel like he also knows who he can manipulate and who he can't. And the fact that he knows that he's got Charlie wrapped around his finger, even if they do separate and don't leave together, if he calls her up, she's going to run and do what he says. But I really hope that they, go ahead and separate. But yeah, Jared, the way that he is, it's dangerous. That manipulation, the lying, the deceit, that's just
I fully agree with you, especially with what, like you said, with the Chinese dramas, because there's always that one villain that feels like, oh, you know what? I am the villain in the story because there's a villain that's needed for the story, so I can just do what I want. It's like, no. There's standards and requirements and boundaries here. That would be like, watch this, y'all. That would be like me if I had a girlfriend and my girlfriend liked Disney. And I said to Gigi, hey, you know what? Can you get me in Walt's apartment? And Gigi hooked me up with knowing a cast member that, you know, could make it happen. And then I claimed like, hey, you know what? Listen, you know, I know the Disneys. We go way back. And then, you know, Gigi just happens, you know, to, you know, come up the stairs and here's this. I'm gonna get that black woman look like, motherfucker, I know you just did not do that shit to me. When all I gotta say is, hey, listen, my friend Gigi Nine, she's a media legend in Hollywood and the world, and she hooked this up. That's all I gotta say. You recognizing somebody else's greatness doesn't diminish your greatness. Like, what the hell? Dondi says here, after this show, Ty Brother would never deal with Brittany in a romantic way, not even as a friend, really. And then Dondi also says, after Jared's comments about dragging Charlie along, I'm surprised she has such friendly conversations with him. I wouldn't be surprised they still visit the boom boom room. That's why I was thinking too. I'm like, after everything, you talking that friendly to him? But in that preview, child.
But it's like, how, girl, are you just playing stupid or what? That's why it concerns me, because you lied about your kids, or you hid them. Let's not even say it was a lie. You just hid them. And you know, you kept saying how you didn't need him to be a father to your kids. You needed him for you. Listen, I can understand as a woman needing that person and just, you know, needing somebody for you. But also, if you are a mother, that person needs to be there for your children. Because at the end of the day, in them times where you're needing somebody to be there for you, that means that you're kind of slacking. So you need somebody around that's going to pick up that weight for you. And a part of that weight is being a parent. If you get with somebody who's only taking care of you, they're still neglecting your children. Now your children are without, but you're taken care of. How's that match up? So no, I feel like, let's not even say stigmatized, but it's very much possible. But still, you putting this man over your kids, honestly, it just shows what kind of person she is. And I just can't say it enough. Jared is dangerous, and it's just, she needs to just get away. Just go ahead.
I feel you. I think she's so caught up in the possibility of what he could be that she's not really ready to recognize the weight of the reality. I think that's what it is. I mean, and this is why I say that, you know, dating on TV is very difficult, because, I'm sure it's great, for example, when the Bachelorette went on Virgin Voyages on the Scarlet Lady, they had all you can eat food and went on to the nice beaches and the Bimini Beach Club and all that stuff. But what happens when you ain't flying on ABC's dime anymore? What happens when you ain't eating all that food? What happens when you don't have that? Can you feel the love tonight? It can be a soon, da 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 da, and wash away type energy. What happens when it's like, sweetie, I lost my job today, but you lost your job today. What happens when real life is real lifing? So that's why I'm just a little bit hesitant of these dating shows, because it's just like, at this point, you might as well just treat it as a vacation, which is what Keke said. But then again, with Keke, she can't really treat this as a vacation, because you're here to meet somebody that you never ever met, and your ass is holding a damn secret. But that's neither here nor there. But we'll get to you a little bit later. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling about Charlie and Jared. I'm just like, what the hell? Any comments? No, go ahead.
I'm saying them, they're just, can't say they're a match made in heaven, but damn it, some part of me is like, yo, they deserve each other because she acts like she's just oblivious to the truth and what he's saying and showing, all because she wants him.
Yes.
Bro, that's not. What does that? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. You know what? There's actually not too much in here about Brittany and okay, so this one here. I'll read this one because I feel like this one's very true.
Okay.
So Yo-Yo BQ says Jared is a sociopath. He be straight up lying for no reason. LOL. And I don't believe Brandon was not talking to nobody for 4 years straight, but maybe because where he lives, the dating pool is dry, and also he gives simp energy. He went to go see a girl in Atlanta 4 times, got stood up each time and kept talking to her. After the first time, it would have been a wrap for me. So he might be a cornball that gets no play, LOL. It's giving little D energy, or he down low. But I agree that Jared is a sociopath. Like, he's very dangerous. That is not.
I mean, we even saw that with his sister. Remember, everybody, when we saw, Jared's sister say, don't let anybody tell you anything different. You're amazing. Because when the 4 kids conversation came up, Charlie said that she wasn't even expecting that. And the sister looked at Jared like, bruh, really? So this is what we're seeing with Jared here in this space of this experience. Can you imagine what Jared has done in his family and other people? Just keeping up.
Yeah, when we get to the part to when Charlie and Brittany are outside talking, I'm going to read this comment that I just found because it speaks a lot, and I want to talk about this comment because I feel like there's a lot of levels to it, but it's so true, and it speaks on how dangerous and sinister Jared really possibly is. But we'll talk about that when we get further in. I don't want to go too deep, but
oh no, you're good, gorgeous.
Yeah,
as always.
Jared is definitely not. He's not right, and that's not somebody you should want to even be around you just for you. No, he's not going to treat you right. He's not going to treat your kids right. You're putting yourself in danger for what? For some beef? It's not worth it.
No, that part right there for sure. Dondi also says, what Charlie and Jared should have learned is in their next relationship, start with the truth and then get some therapy. Fully agree with you, Dondi, there for sure. So then here is Mayona. Mayona is Keke's best friend. Jay comes to the door, and I don't know what it is about thick women and leather. I don't know what it is. But hey, Marvel, can you do something for Braylon real quick? Listen, y'all know the cosplay community is very strong. Can y'all make a burgundy BBW Black Panther costume, please? And thank you very much. Just if you could do that in burgundy, that would be lovely. No, y'all can't do a Marvel BDSM dominatrix line at Marvel because that Marvel's owned by Disney. But I'm just asking, you have not because you asked not. But anyway, so my owner comes through my damn mouth. Anyway, my owner comes through and Jesus Christ. I can't do this shit. Actually, I'm jumping ahead, child, because because we got Cinco and Jay. They're talking, and Jay's doing Cinco's hair, and Cinco is talking about where they're gonna live, whether it's in Chicago or Atlanta. And Cinco says that he's 4, and that moving to different places helps Cinco. But Jay's support system is there, right? And I wanted to say this, right? It is much easier to be able to pick up and go when you don't have any responsibilities. I know that sounds like a redundant statement, but follow me here. Your purview is as big as what is happening to you. And maybe there is a disconnect between Cinco and Jay, because if you know that I have a child and I've told you about me having a child, and you keep being this fragrantly flippant about, oh, it's easy to pick up and go, then what are we really talking for? Because if you're not respecting my domain of what I have going on, then how can we combine our domains and be king and queen? Gigi, what's your take on that? Because I know you being a mom, your kids are non-negotiable.
Yeah, it's very true what you said. Like, one, you have to think about, you're a single person, a single able body. It is easier for you to pack up and to move, where the person is that has kids. And then for him to keep bringing up, oh, well, he's only 4, he's 4. That doesn't mean anything. At 4, you still have a personality. You still have friends. You still have, things that are familiar to you. And some kids withdraw once they move. A lot of times, kids get uprooted and they have to move to, different states or different city, or even moving from a different side of town makes a difference in a child's life, because they do have to start over. They have to start over in a new environment, new school, make new friends, which if it was hard for them to make friends in the first place, it's going to be extra hard now. So now they're going to start withdrawing. And no, it's a domino effect that affects the children much more than what you can think. It doesn't matter how old they are. Now, if there was a baby and you didn't have that much support system, and it's just you're kind of winging things, I'd say, okay, yeah, you go ahead and move, but be careful, because in that situation, you got to make sure that the person that you're moving with truly cares about you, because if they don't, then you're moving yourself from a bad situation to a worse situation.
Yep. So
I feel like with her child being 4, Cinco, it would definitely be better for him to be the one to move. Because he's grown. You can travel back and forth.
Correct.
And see your family and your friends. And just like he said, she can transfer her job, and he can do the same. He already said he can pick up his computer and he can, work wherever. That's a good thing. Do it.
Yeah. No, I fully agree. I don't think that a man should ever be able to have that much power over the livelihood of someone trying to grow up into their livelihood. I just feel like that's just flagrantly disrespectful. Because what that lets me know is that the perspective of what needs to matter is not really a magnitude that you want to comprehend. Because if this is just at the beginning of the relationship, then what does that say about the potential of being 10 toes down in the relationship, right? So yeah, I want to bring that up. Of course, we already talked about, Brittany and Ty, and so they end up leaving. Ty at least gave hugs to everybody. Brittany ain't hugging no damn body at all. which to me,
Yeah, and I
either
actually sent you the clips of that because the way that she walked down that hallway, first off, Alexis said something to her, and let me apologize for cutting you off because, yeah, I
no,
was
you're
just saying
good.
there, if you want, you can pull up them slides because her face was just, it's almost like she'd been waiting for that moment. She was waiting because the fact of how she walked out didn't say bye. Like she started, handshaking certain people, but then she stopped and then didn't say nothing to nobody else. Then her and Charlie walking down the hall, and Keke just says bye. Just a nice little, just a nice little bye. And Brittany just had that face on her that was just like, ugh, okay, yeah, bye, whatever. For what? What is the attitude for? And then Charlie said something along the lines of, "Oh, well, she ain't gotta fake it no more." Was that cute or something? Is that cute?
Because here's how I feel about it, right? You can do whatever you want to do. You are fully grown. But to be in a house of people for 21 days, right? You do form somewhat of a connection. And it's the principle of the thing. It's already a hard time to be able to put yourself out there. And if I was in that situation, that says a lot more about her than me, but I'm not going to mess up my soul because your soul is messed up. And I can respect Ty for being like, you know what? Although we didn't work out, y'all are some good people. And I'm going to do the right thing by y'all. And on that, I can definitely like give it up for Ty. Because, I mean, even though me and Gigi have never met, I think Gigi knows by now that me and her were the hosts of Never Ever Met's reunion or anything or anything at all. If they hear over the intercom, Braylon's 20 minutes late, you know what Gigi gonna do? Hold on, y'all. He's not late. He's going down the hallway, fist bumping people. He's going to the control room to talk to people. He's giving a damn about the environment so we can handle the assignment. Because Gigi knows that that's how I roll. So I have nothing but love, reverence, and respect for Ty for doing that, because Brittany, just because things didn't work out for you doesn't mean that these people did anything to you. I just thought that's not on the level what Janelle said on Instagram with cussing out the executive producers of Ray Love and saying that you're my footstool. Mm-hmm. Even though she took that post down, I still have it screenshotted. Mm-hmm. But that was very frankly disrespectful. And that's not even that's not my producer hat on. That's not my hosting hat on. That's not my media nerd hat on. That is my giving a fuck about people hat on. Gigi, over to you.
So I'm still just stuck on the whole fact of, okay, so when Brittany went upstairs to get her stuff, Charlie goes in and they're talking and she's like, what's the verdict? What's going on? That's when Brittany's telling her that she's leaving. And
yes,
Charlie's like, so are you going, you guys going to keep in contact? And Brittany's like, no, not at all. Like, there's no contact being made. Charlie in her confessional's like, girl, Brittany, you weren't attracted to that man anyway. So it's best that you did leave. But like I said, as they're walking down the hall, Keke says bye, and Brittany just keeps walking with this stank face. It was like, yeah, you too. Like, what was that for?
I mean, and even with Keke being Keke, with what ended up happening, I don't think Keke's a horrible person. I really don't. I think what she did was fucked up. But I don't think she's a horrible person. I'd rather hang out with Keke than Brittany any day. Because at least Keke always tried to always give off a loving energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
right. Now moving on, because this right here kind of made me look at Jay and Cinco like, yo. So when they're all in the kitchen after Brittany and Ty leaves, they're all in the kitchen talking. Keke's telling them that her best friend is coming tonight and Brandon's brother is supposed to be coming. So in the midst of that, Cinco is like, so it's not gonna be any drama or no problems, right? One, damn, why would you ask that? And two, if that is what happens every time somebody comes, it's always some shit, and you already know, you got to kind of brace yourself. That says a lot. That says a lot.
It does. I mean, I feel two ways about it, Gigi. I feel in one way, bro, your ass is wrong for that. But also, on the other side of the coin, in the words of Nicki Minaj, did he lie though? Because, listen, based on the past episodes, there has been something to go down. Some more than others, but still, something has always went down. So, he wasn't off. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Man, Dondi says Brittany was mad because they forced her to look at the woman in the mirror. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So like you said, Keke said I thought Keke said her cousin was coming, but turns out it's her best friend. And then we see Mayona, which is right here. Like I said, Marva, I'm still putting that request in for what I asked for earlier, but that's neither here nor there. But no, listen, Mayona comes through. And Mayona and Keke start talking about everything that's going on. And
hold on, wait a minute, you skipped one. You skipped.
Wait, what did I skip?
So after the whole thing in the kitchen with Keke and them was I believe Charlie and
Charlie, yes.
Jared going outside talking.
Yep, I got that. My bad, gorgeous, my bad.
No, that's okay. We have to talk about this because this is where that comment comes in that I said makes me think about some things. So this conversation itself was just like, Jared does not like you, girl. He's sitting there talking about, you're talking about taking the advice from other people, and he's saying, I don't take advice from nobody in the house. And she's like, well, what about from me? He's like, you're the only one whose opinion matters, which we know was a lie.
A damn lie.
We know that was exactly a damn lie. So, the manipulation, I just don't understand how she's so blind right now. What? Go ahead.
And then what makes it worse, child, is the fact in her confessional, she says he's a smooth talker. He just say whatever he needs to say. It's like, Charlie, what do you want? Do you want 2 turkey legs from Disneyland for saying the quiet part that we've been saying out loud for weeks now? What the fuck do you want as a prize? Seriously? So you still cool with this bastard, but yet in your confessional, you see the shit? Okay.
Yeah, but it's like she's waking up. Okay, she's coming out of this slumber that she's been in. Whatever was going on with her, she is coming out of it, because for her to say that, like, yo, he's saying what I want him to, he's saying the things that I want to hear. If you can catch that and you know that that's what he's doing, girl, it's time to go. Leave him alone. Yep. Leave him alone. Just, no. So, once that conversation's over, Charlie goes in the house and Jared stays outside. Okay, so I don't know if everybody caught it, but Jared said something about looking at the view, right?
Yeah.
And then he does this damn near gut-wrenching chuckle that just seemed so sinister. And it made me think, like, if he was a villain, like he would be a really good villain. I don't know. But it was just the way that he said it. Now I'm gonna read this comment because evidently this commenter caught it too. So let's see. Lethea Johnson says, so it is beginning to sink in that she may be leaving the house alone, talk about Charlie, and Jared just sitting there soaking up the sun and enjoying the view. Hashtag, when a man is done with you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Someone replied and said, that chuckle to himself as she went inside spoke volumes, and she knows it. Did you hear the chuckle, and what do you think about that? Especially how it happened, like, it was creepy to me.
Yeah, I did hear the chuckle, and I'm just, listen, you can do, what do they always say? Just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should do it. And I think what we tend to forget is that whether you are, in the words of Nat King Cole, a kid from 1 to 92, hurt people. And for Jared to do this much hurt, to me, is really a true reflection of he has never allowed himself not only to be healed, but he never gives a healing energy to anything in life. Because, and believe me, with everything I've been through on YouTube, I think I've handled it very well. Because I could have said some shit. I could have done some shit. I could have moved some shit. But I recognize, though, that now, when you mess up your energy to be right, it negates God from allowing him to send the Calvary for you to be happy. I'm going to say that 2 more times. When you would rather be right, it negates God being able, God or whoever you believe in, child, because we accept everybody over here. As long as you good people and you about your shit, you don't hurt nobody, we good people with you. Okay? And it's vice versa. But when you want to be more right, it negates God, whoever you believe, or whoever you believe in, from sending the Calvary for you to be happy. When you want to do what you want to do to be right, it negates God or whoever you believe to send in the Calvary of resources for you to be happy. And I feel that Jared feels like, okay, listen, it is what it is. She had a secret, I had a secret. We're just coasting now. I ain't gotta really carry this. But the weight of any workout is not felt while you're working out. It's felt during the downtime after the workout. So when you pumping iron, this, that, and the third, you're like, oh yeah, I feel it. Oh, motherfucking shit. Okay. 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 You know what, Gigi? I can't move. Oh fuck. Okay. I think I might did a little too much. That's the state of mind he's in. He feels like he could pump out this iron of manipulation, deception, and treachery, but he don't understand the real weight of that shit is gonna be after you've done all that shit. Child, over to you. I hope that made sense to everybody. But that's my take on it, child. I'm just done with his existence at this point. Been done, but yeah.
Yeah, he definitely, I don't feel like has a place on the show, but I said it before, I'll say it again. It's just something that's off. I feel like the way that, what he's shown is dangerous, and that sinister laugh just, and he do it as she's walking away. I'm pretty sure she caught it too, but I'm pretty sure Brittany or Charlie knows, like, they're not leaving together. They're not. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. To catch up on the live chat here, Dondi says, I don't see a problem with Cinco asking Keke. I think he was secretly hoping that there would be a little bit of trouble. Oh, absolutely, for sure. Dondi also says,
hold on with that, Dondi, with that one. Sorry.
No,
I agree that, okay, so it can go in two parts. There could be something wrong with it if you're trying to stir trouble and just keep some shit going. But I also said it's messed up if you already know that whenever somebody brings their family or friend comes, it's always some shit that happens afterwards. So you got to brace yourself and just basically like, yo, do y'all got something that's going to pop off to make shit happen? It's messed up when you have to brace yourself because that's what you've gotten accustomed to over this time.
That's true. Two things can be true in the same token for sure. And then Dondi also says Jared is still gaslighting Charlie, if I'm using that term correctly. Yes, you are. And then finally, Dondi says Jared laughs, said Charlie is so gullible. Yeah. Facts on facts on facts. So
he is the type, like, I don't know if anybody ever seen the Tyler Perry movie Grace.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Well, that's what he would remind me of. Like, he's a scam artist. Like, he would be the type that would get with certain women, and basically use them up, take all their money, like even fake marry them type stuff, just to get all their money, and then they end up in an insane asylum or dead or some shit just because the manipulation, like, I don't know, like, he would just be the type. If anybody's ever seen Grace and you know what I'm talking about, please comment. If you haven't seen it, see it.
Understood.
It's either Grace or a Fall from Grace, but Tyler Perry, y'all, he's great with making movies, but that one right there, that's what Jared reminds me of. Like, he would scam his grandma out of her pension. Like,
okay. Without question. I feel like Jared would be the easy episode of Dr. Phil. A very easy episode of Jared. And Dr. Phil would be like, get paid to talk to idiots, but you just live as an idiot by your own free will. But no, shout out to Tyler Perry. The new movie Straw is out, I believe, on Netflix. So that's trending right now.
And Donna D, you said you have seen it, so you know just how much Jared could play that part or be the real life version of the character portrayed in that movie, because it's just way too much. Yeah.
No, for sure. But yes, indeed, to that great movie Into Stray, which got Tiana Taylor, Taraji P. Henson, and also Sherry Shepherd as well. That movie showed Felicia Rashad's acting range to the twist at the end, though. Now, I did hear that the twist, was a fuck 'em up type of twist. So, it's interesting. Tyler's been swinging a lot more recently. Now, of course, he still has the stereotypes of you keep playing these same stereotypes of black people, but he has been taking swings and stories here recently, in big ways too. So, but that's what happens when you own the whole studio and you own your content too. Ownership is power. Anybody can be a face, but it takes somebody to be an owner. So, but yes, indeed, there. I think we are all caught up now to that point of Keke's friend coming, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So yes, Keke's friend finally arrives here, and they get to talking about everything, right? And it's interesting because, Keke and Count and Mayona, they talk about, the drinking problem, this, that, and the third. And they get into the fact of, Mayona asks, have you been honest with Brandon about, the ex and everything in between? And Keke feels like that, hopefully he will have had somebody else too. And when I first was watching this, actually, you know what? Let me bring in Brandon's, and then I'll give my take, because this was a lot for sure. So then Christian, who is Brandon's brother, comes in. He's from Alabama, and Alexis opens up the door. And he says, hello, how you doing? Where's my brother at? And Alexis, just trying to have a normal conversation. Says, where you're from? And Brandon was like, where you think I'm from? I'm like, damn. Good Lord Jesus. And Alexis felt the way she went in the kitchen, said, Brandon is rude. But she didn't say it in a mean way, but she said what she said in a fashion that needed to be said. And Jay also said that. But anyway, so Brandon and Christian. Yeah, Christian and Brandon. Sorry, y'all. So Christian is Brandon's brother. So Christian and Brandon are outside. They're talking about, the fact that she has a drinking problem and that, the communication style hasn't been there, this, that, and third. So then, Keke, Brandon, Christian, and Mayona all go into the living room, and they're talking about, the drinking problem. And Christian says, well, we gotta be a little bit more understanding here, right? And that, there's a breakdown in communication, or there's mistrust there, because he tried to see you in Atlanta 4 times, and you flaked on him. And you know what was really funny about this? And here's Christian right here, y'all. Here's Christian right here.
Yep. And hold on, Braylon, if I can I just,
sure.
My bad. Before we get into that, because there was a couple scenes that we did miss, and that is my bad. We missed them. So if I can, we're just gonna run to them real quickly.
Sure.
Which was one, Taronda coming to the group after Brittany and Ty left, talking to them, seeing where their head was at. Jay was, everybody was very familiar with everybody in the house, and it's all good, and everything was okay. Cinco had prepared a date for Jay. They ended up going to a scent bar, making their own perfume.
I thought that was a very good date.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a very, very nice date. I didn't want to skip over their moment, because that, it definitely was a good time. But it did come up again. Yeah, it did come up again about them, the move and her, son only being 4, and I'm like, what's the point? I mean, not what's the point, but it wasn't so much of a big deal that she has a kid. It's kind of like he's not recognizing, what it's like to be. I mean, he's not a parent, so of course he's not gonna know, but still, we've all been kids, so we all know how it feels to be uprooted or to lose friends or have to start over. So, yeah, just wanted to run through that. Then that's when we do get to Keke and her friend talking, and then Brandon and his brother, which his brother did come in hot. We're not gonna lie. His brother came in hot.
Very
hot. And Alexis was like, you gonna let me show you around to him? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. like damn. Okay. And yes, I thought that was so funny when she said, so where are you from? Where do I look like I'm from? He said, oh, he's a smart ass. He's a smart ass. Huh. Oh, okay.
Because this is just season 2, y'all. So like the first season, this was just, hi, we're out here. We exist. Hope you welcome us. Season 2 is we've moved it, right? But even in Gigi, help me recollect my memory, gorgeous. I don't think there was any hostile family members that first season. No, wait a minute. No, it was Aaron H. and that one family member. That was a different situation though than this. But like a family member coming in like this, no.
Well, he did tell Alexis that she smelled great. He did give her that compliment, but yeah, I don't think we've seen a visitor come in like this before.
No.
he came in like, I'm here for a purpose. I'm not here for y'all. I'm here for my brother. I don't need no detours. No, you can't hold my hand. Don't jump on me and run. Leave me alone. And it's who I'm here for. Like,
here's the thing. Looking back at it, like, from the outside looking, like, damn, that was hot, but also, too, at least he was about it. You know what I mean? Like, we felt the realness of that. Like, there's no way you could have scripted him to, hey, we need you coming hot. Like, that, no, that's his personality. But also, too, the juxtaposition, right? The juxtaposition of saying yes, ma'am, too, right? So he's got a twang of a mouth on him in bluntness, but he still has a respect to him. You know what I mean? So, and I was going to say that's kind of like me, but even when I first came on this panel, I think I came on very respectful on the panel. Like, I didn't come in. I just came on as a addition to the greatness that was already here. But damn, bro, like that was an intro, bro. Oh my God. By the way, side note, Gigi, did you notice Taranda's outfit? It looked like a beach outfit with like see-through. Now, I don't know if that was just me.
No, that's exactly how it looked. And I was, yeah. I've seen it.
I'm just like, okay. All right. Just put on that burgundy lipstick and just have you, in the words of nephew Tommy, your thigh was out. Your thigh was out. Your thigh was out. Oh my God, my damn mouth. As you can see here, the camera people did their job right here and right here, as you can see. But moving on. But child, there's so many gifts and memes. And also too, Miss Calm It Out.
You know what? Okay. 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 All right. Not Miss Cleo.
What was I supposed to do?
It's already. That's messed up. That is so messed up. Why she look like Miss Cleo?
What was I supposed to do? Keke was in a bonnet looking like somebody's black mother from the neighborhood, and then we got Miss Cleo up here. What was I supposed to do, Gigi? Hell.
That she looked like Janelle's second auntie twice removed.
You know what? I'm not the worst Melody Shree. I'm not about to play the piano with you. I'm done. But you know what? I will say this though. I feel like Alexis is a more mature Jeanette. Like she has the thickness, but she also recognizes her faults. She doesn't carry that. She carries that boss energy, but she is still available.
Yeah, we're going to find out just how available she is next week because she is upset that they have not been intimate.
She's upset that her cheeks haven't been clapped. Child, listen, after that day, listen, you want to go in the boom boom room and do some rounds in the ring? That should have been happening that night, Chris. Hell, don't make no
Mm-hmm. But back to Keke and her friend, and then Brandon and his brother.
Yes.
Because the conversation between Keke and her friend, I feel like Keke was trying to minimize the situation to make it as though what she's been doing has been right. Like she's been doing right the whole time instead of actually being honest. Her friend knows her. Her friend sees through the shit, of course. But still, the way that she was almost portraying as though, like, you know, playing that victim card, honestly. I was like, Keke, why? And then Brandon's talking to his brother and letting him know, like, yo, you know, I found out some things while I'm here. At this point, he still doesn't know that, you know, about her ex or anything. He just knows about the drinking. That was a problem before. They talked about it. You know what I'm saying? So things should have been getting better.
Right.
But I still feel like Keke is hung up on her ex. And
absolutely.
I mean, they all finally sit down and it comes out.
When that brother pulled up that receipt, and if y'all remember the episode, Keke said to I want to make sure I get that sister's name right, Mayanu, when she said to Mayanu of the fact of, you know, you being here can help me, you know, say what needs to be said. Christian understood the assignment, and the assignment wasn't even told to him. And the layup that happened after that, I mean, it was a genius piece of reality TV magic, because at that point, Keke was like, well, damn. Now that you mention it, it's like, Keke, you got no other choice, child. He did mention it. And so when she said what she said, and then, you know, Brandon asked, but how many years have you been with your ex? And then she said 8 years. And the way the way Christian asked that question, then the way Christian had that reaction, I'm like, oh, where has Christian been? He needs to do more reality TV, because I like this dude. He does what needs to be done, and he gives the energy where it needs to be given. Because his face was like, oh, hell no. I know you ain't lying.
can we talk about the fact that Brandon had tried to see her 4 times?
Yeah.
Now, we have talked about this plenty of times and have asked, why is it that you can live in, of course, different cities, states, or even the same city, meet a person online and date for years but never meet?
Yeah.
Where's the initiative? And I don't think we heard anyone from season 1 say that they tried to meet up. Not heard of any other couple on season 2 say they tried to meet up. So, Brandon, are y'all the only couple where you tried to actually meet up with her, but it didn't happen? And this is why? It's because she had a boyfriend that she was living with at the time?
Correct.
So, and yeah, you are absolutely right. Christian definitely needs to do more reality TV because his reactions were priceless. When she said 8 years, he just... I thought his soul left his body. He just...
And he did not question it either. He was like, wait, what?
Right.
I feel like Christian was the Luther to Brandon's Obama. If y'all know Luther and Obama from Key and Peele. That's the energy I felt from that, because child, that was something right there.
Yeah. Well, let's read some of these comments, because honestly, most of these comments are about Brandon and Keke, because yeah. So Yo-Yo BQ, who she says, I don't believe Brandon was not talking to nobody for 4 years straight, but maybe because where he lives, the dating pool is dry, and also he gives simp energy. He went to go see a girl in ATL 4 times, got stood up each time, and kept talking to her. After the first time, it would have been a wrap for me. So he might be a cornball that gets no play. LOL. It's giving little D energy, or he's down low.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. Incornegro says, okay. Yes, Incornegro says, Keke was wrong, and I understand Brandon's side of things. Even though he's lying about not messing with anyone for 4 years, LOL, she's wrong. She should have told him sooner. The only couple who might make it is Cinco and his girl, but I don't think that'll last long. She was too busy judging everyone else the whole time. Their only issue that we can see is about the relocation, but time will tell. Chris and his sugar mama aren't going to last. She just want her back broken in. Oh, okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Bella says, yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't believe he went 4 years without messing with nobody, especially when he didn't actually ever meet her in person. He just choosing to act like he ain't did no dirt when he has. I believe that too. Let's see. We can get another one. See, Keke is so annoying as hell and full of shit. Which is, I mean, honestly, very true. We are not gonna act like we are not gonna act like Keke is not up to no good.
No, that's very true.
E. Marie Smith says all these couples are a hot mess. No communication, no trust, secrets, etc. It's 2025. There's no reason why people should be dating 2+ years virtually and never met. This is wild.
Well,
yeah.
Child, talk to Josh and Shay for 12 damn years, child.
Right.
And then talk to Greg and Millie, who lived in the same damn city. But that's neither.
Yeah. Lethea says the cheating partner is always selfish, entitled, arrogant, and rude. So Brandon is supposed to be over it because you told him last night that you were with your ex at the same time while dating him? And Inner Core Negro says, the audacity. So yeah.
They are definitely commenting today. I mean, listen, when I first, heard it, right, I was thinking to myself, like, bruh, for 4 years, you ain't never met and you ain't never you never clapped any cheeks just to have a release, bruh, at all. But then again, to each their own as well, because, there are some people that, that they're about it. But still, it's the principle of the thing. He should have been told. Sorry, not sorry. So. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, 4.5 years y'all was together, but you was already in this relationship with your ex for 8 years, so y'all's time overlapped each other. And you saying that y'all just broke up right in February.
Correct.
Which in your confessional, you had said it was 4 months before shooting. So still, that's an overlapping relationship. You were cheating. And you can't expect Brandon to just get over it.
Yeah.
Especially not like that.
Not at all.
Honestly, I feel like that's very selfish of her for her to even feel like this man should just automatically give in to her and just be okay with the situation just because. Like, I feel like that's very rude and selfish of her.
No, absolutely, because you haven't really invested any energy for him to even, how can I put this? Keke is trying to go to the bank of Brandon and saying, hey, listen, can I withdraw from you some sympathy? Can I withdraw from the bank of Brandon $1 million emotional dollars of sympathy? And it's just like, did you even invest $10,000 of emotional dollars of giving a fuck about me? And it's like, denied. Like, what? So, just child, I cannot. Let me catch up on the comments here real quick in the live chat. Dondi says that's funny when Keke's best friend asked if Brandon's brother was older or younger. I guess she may want to shoot her shot. I mean, if we go back, hang on, let me pull it up here. If we go back right here. Listen, if I'm the brother, that's auntie energy right there. All that right there is auntie energy. So I understand that. Listen, just from my PhD of thickness from Thickology University, I understand why she asked the question. Moving on now. When Keke's friend asked,
I was about to say, for those who don't know, Braylon definitely has his certificate. He is an honors. He is an honor student. He passed. Okay, guys, he passed.
I have to say,
yes.
Cosplay. I have to say, cosplay endurance class was my favorite. I'll just leave it there. Moving on. Oh. I know Gigi's frontal cortex is like, he really said this, but in the back of her,
no, it like, actually made me think of something
right here. Go ahead.
It actually made me think of something that I seen the other day, of this young guy. He was in the gym and he had the weights like in between his arms and was kind of like jiggling them up and down as if he's trying to like hold something, like he's holding them in between his arms. Okay. So then it shoots over to him picking up this really thick chick and he's like grabbing her thighs and like pushing her up. And I was like, oh, okay. He was working out his arms so he could grab her up. He needed to grab all that thickness. So he was working out his arms. Yes. I got it. So when you said that, it made me think of that video and I was like, damn, can I find it so I can send it to you?
Yes.
You would love it.
Yes. And yes, I will.
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna send it to you.
No,
But
please
moving
do.
on.
Please
Sorry,
yes.
guys.
No, you're
moving
good.
on.
No, you're. Listen, it is all good in the neighborhood. But no, I do. And this is the thing I love about Gigi and our squad. The frontal cortex of all of us is like, oh, that was said. The back of us, we're going the fuck off like, this is the person that I work with. Are you? He just really, he said that with his whole chest. He really said cosplay endurance class was his favorite. I am so done with him. But in the best way possible, y'all. Dondi also said when Keke's friend asked if they were blood brothers, I think the brother said yes because he thought it was done for business, and what difference did it make that part? Taronda's role is getting less and less. I hope they let her facilitate the reunion. You know, to that point, in my thoughts, welcome in, my friend. Good to see you. Good evening, Braylon and Chad. I will catch the replay. Child, it's going to be a good replay for sure. To that point, Dondi, and we can take a little time out to talk about this, because the last after show we did, we talked about Taronda's reunion hosting style that we talked about Taronda's hosting style that she needs to do. And I said I need the Toronto from Chicago to come out, not the Toronto from Hollywood. And Gigi said that she definitely will do that, but Gigi also understood that with this season, you have to bring that. You know, during the season, there's a way that you move, groove, and the way that you move, groove, and live as host. But what do you think about that comment from Dondi, Gigi, that Toronto's role is getting less and less, and that Dondi says, I hope they let her facilitate the reunion?
I can agree and I can see it, but this is more so, this isn't Ready to Love where, you know, they meet up with Tommy in the vault every week out, you know, for eliminations and things like that, where the host is more so involved. This is more so like a case study. This is more so them observing the couples. So Taronda, I don't feel like there's a whole lot that she's going to do. Now, they could have given us more games. But
more activities.
Yeah, like, especially being in LA, like it's you know, I'm pretty sure they filmed during summertime. It's hot.
Yes.
Could have did some water games, you know, some other things that could connect, you know, the couples together. But I absolutely agree. She definitely needs to facilitate the reunion. We have talked about that, and fingers crossed she will host the reunion. But we talked about it last week, and in my opinion, if they did a 2-part reunion, I feel like they could do a 2-part reunion live, get actual fan questions from social media, from the audience, as well as questions that Taronda has, you know, that's been given to her as well. But I feel like that would be a great reunion, and her being the host and bringing that personality that she has out.
Yes.
I feel like would be, a great addition to the show, because they didn't have a reunion last
No, they
season.
did not. The first season, she was sitting down at a laptop, checking in with the couples. Now, to give y'all a little behind the scenes, because me and Gigi covered season 1. I broke the show out on YouTube. Aaron H commented on my video. Then we talked to Aaron H, Diamond, Millie, and Josh. Josh was recently on with us not too long ago, actually. And Gigi, I think you'll remember this because this was the finale. Because the finale, they had the catch up months later. And Aaron H and Diamond, they were both in the same place, right? And Aaron H said, that's what Aaron H said. And Gigi, please correct me if I'm wrong, gorgeous. But Aaron H said that he did not know that was going to happen. That there was going to be a check-in. That's what he said, that from on, that he did not know that was going to happen. They just got on and they did that. So they reported those updates months in advance, and then they just inserted them in.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, and Donna D, you're right. Last season, Toronto hosted most of the games. This season, the cast members hosted most of the games. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of the same last season too, where when they had dinner time, they had a couple games they played.
Yeah.
Now, it did seem like this season they did play more games by themselves than what they did first season. And
For sure.
First season did have more games with Toronto hosting the games than what second season did. So I feel like they might have did a little switch up with that. But yeah, it would definitely be great. I mean, you can even it out, because when Toronto's not there, it's great for the couples to still interact and have, those games and things that'll help you get to know your partner.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
Even though Toronto's the host,
Mm-hmm.
she's not the reason for the show. The reason is the couples. So you're going to want to see more couples, but having those games that bring them together and showcase, where they're at with the relationship is definitely a necessity for the show.
Without question. I feel like, and Gigi brought up a very good point that she often does. She being the media legend that she is, and just a great individual and soul and everything in between. This is not Ready to Love. This ain't Chris Harrison. This experience, like Gigi so articulately stated, is about the experience itself, right? So if me and Gigi are executive producing the Never Ever Met, we want Toronto to be a conduit, to be a guide for the audience, but we also don't want her to be too heavy in the experience where the couples don't have a voice. Because if everything is so minute and fine-tuned and foot on the gas heavy, then it can get too much about the thematics of the circumstances than the energy of the couples. And listen, we feel you. We feel it, and believe me, Toronto's getting paid. Okay, I feel like this. If Toronto left the show, you can find a host for that show, but it would not be like Toronto. Because Toronto, she's very open, she's very understanding, she's very flexible. I feel like, as the seasons progress, Toronto probably will have more say so. But also, too, this is Toronto's first hosting gig as well. So I think she still is trying to figure out how much to give as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I definitely want to thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. You know that you are a media genius yourself, which I speak all the time about. One, the way that you market media is phenomenal. Like, not a lot of people can do it. Like, your brain works differently than everyone else's, and people just listen. Don't sleep on Braylon. Do not sleep on Braylon.
Thank you very much, my friend. I love you for that, because I've often said this. If you follow me long enough, one of the many quotes I say is, if you understand the moves that are happening around you, you'll understand the moves that are happening in front of you. And this is why we do what we do. Me and Gigi do not come weak. We give you the behind the scenes, but we speak with you about it. We don't talk at you about it. Because we know 10 times out of 10, y'all give two damn expert-ish about the behind the scenes. But if you understand what's happening behind the scenes, you'll understand the scene that you're consuming. But we don't, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Thank you for that love, kindness, and support you often do, gorgeous. I feel like when we talk about media to our audience, and yes, I know it's my channel, but this is our platform. So anybody who's contributing to, the higher that's weighing, they're a part of our platform. So that's non-negotiable. But when we talk to our audience, Gigi, about media, I feel like we talk about it in a very conversational way of, we give the audience more credit than than most, but we also hold their hand through it in a very family oriented way. Because with other reviews, you probably won't get this type of detail because they're just going to go off of what's on the screen. But if you understand that the sit down that you saw with Keke, Brandon, Christian, and Keona was probably more than 2 to 3 hours, you'd be like, wait a minute, how could that be more than 2 to 3 hours? We just saw 5 minutes of it. I'm like, well, yeah, because they shoot 12 hours a day. You're seeing a filtered experience. The purest image of anything is in production. So when it finally gets to us, it's been filtered so many times that you take what's in front of you as the truth, but you don't understand that this was the final form for you. But they had more of the final form before it was finally approved. Gigi, over to you.
Well, what you said is absolutely right. And that's one reason why you hear a lot of cast members on reality TV shows tell you it's editing, because it does go through a lot of washing before we see it. But being, in media as we are, Braylon and I are able to actually give you, like you said, the behind the scenes. We can give you clarity and give it to you in a way that it's able to be understood and used. So, we definitely, this platform isn't just, for us, the hosts and the creators. It's for you guys too. It's for everyone that comes into our lives, everyone that's in the chat. We do this all for you guys.
Absolutely.
So the love that we have for you guys and the love that you guys give us, we appreciate it. And we just thank y'all for rocking with us.
Absolutely. I mean, without y'all, there is no platform. Please understand that. Because otherwise, we're just talking to the void. So just know that. With that being said,
so we can move on. Yeah, yes. It's gonna go to where Alexis and Brandon, because after the conversation with I thought they said her name was Maya, even though it's spelled funny still.
Yeah.
So Keke's friend, Brandon's brother, after that whole conversation about her being with her ex, then him coming and trying to see her 4 times and being rejected, which that in itself is disrespectful. I would be no.
Yes.
You think I'm gonna come see you 4 times and then you don't even respond, or you don't come and, I can't come see you, you flake out, you cancel. No. Like, this man took the initiative to see you and you didn't want it. So that makes me question, like, where is she really at? Does she really like Brandon, or was this, I also feel like this was her way of kind of doing a get back thing. She wasn't getting the attention that she was wanting in the relationship she was with her ex. So her way of filling that void or any loneliness that she felt was getting online and starting this relationship.
Yeah.
And it turned into, I feel like it could have turned into more than what she was expecting, but she still wasn't all in, and I still don't feel like she's all in now.
No.
And for her to kind of make it like Brandon needs to just get over it, and no, that's selfish.
And not to mention too, this wasn't like 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. This was a 4-year relationship, or 4.5-year relationship within an 8-year relationship with somebody else. You can say what you want to about Brandon and how could he not have somebody on the side? Granted, I mean, where do broken hearts go? Do they find their way home? Shout out to Whitney Houston. She should still be here. But still, with that being said, that is traumatic for anybody. You mean to tell me that I spent 4 years to 4.5 years of my life with you, and within those years we spent, half of that time was with somebody else? Times 2? Oh, there ain't no way to get over that overnight. No. Listen, if you really believe that, I have a bridge to Neverland where you can hang out with Captain Hook. And you can do that at Disneyland or Walt Disney World, but you can't do it in the movies because the movie is the movie. You understand? But I just, no. Child. And then, like I said, after all that, we got Miss Cleo coming through, trying to help in any way she can. Were y'all really committed?
Right. So you're telling me in 4 years, you didn't mess with nobody? And the look on his face, Brandon's face, I was trying to capture, but every time I just kept taking shots at her, and I was like, forget this. Forget it. But she was ready to jump in and ask questions. So what happened? Huh? Oh, she had an ex? What? And you didn't do nothing. 4 years. 4 years, you didn't do anything. And Brandon's like, no.
Come to Mama Cleo. Come to Mama Cleo. Come to Mama Cleo. So baby, what happened? How did it start? What was your emotional capacity during that time period? Alexis, it's all in love, gorgeous. Believe me. Believe me, it is. If we are not joking about you, that's when you should be worried. Okay? Because at least you ain't getting dragged like Jared is, okay? Because I'm actually pulling for you and Chris. Like, after what you did by bringing Chris to Floyd Mayweather, like, you a solid one. It took us a while to get here, but we got you.
Yeah, but Alexis is talking to Jared Brandon, about what happened. And Keke's in the kitchen and she's talking to everybody in the kitchen, which I think was like Jay, Cinco, and Chris. Matter of fact, I think that's all couples. I don't think Tyler's in there. She might have been. But she's telling her side of the story.
Yes. And that conversation was very interesting because basically everybody in that room was on Keke's side of, how long was the relationship? And she said, 8 years. And when did you break out? February. And then Cinco and Jay said that wasn't a bomb. And I'm just like, excuse me. Who are y'all to say if it's a bomb or not? Y'all aren't the ones that had y'all place bombed, or that the place, or that your spot didn't explode, as the young people would say. That was Brandon's spot that exploded. So you ain't got no right to say that. And then Jay saying, well, it was a Keke bomb. What the hell? Are we really doing this? I was just like,
but if the shoe was on the other foot and it was thin, it would be a problem. So the fakery and the fuckery that's going on is insane. The audacity of these mofos. Because you're not going to tell me that if you were in a relationship with Jay and Cinco, y'all are in that relationship, and you find out that the other person has been in a relationship for half of the time
yes,
that she's been in with someone else. You're not gonna like that shit.
Not at all.
There's no way that you're gonna say. And then also on top of that, you take the initiative to go see this person 4 times and they flake out on you every single time. You're not going to accept that. That's not going to be something that you just say, oh, it's no big deal. No, it's going to be a whole big deal because of the principle of it all.
Yes.
So that fake shit. Save that.
And not
shit.
to mention too, it's just like you were just getting upset, and rightfully so. Before you get on to me, Jay, you were just upset with Cinco not giving a fuck about your 4-year-old child. So what that indicated to me was, does time matter to you or not? Like, just asking. Okay. And then, child, this situation right here, they're making tacos, and Brandon is getting salsa in front of Keke's face. You could hear a pin drop. Okay. And Keke asks Brandon, are you good? And Brandon says, I'm good, which was a damn lie. Okay, a damn lie. So, I mean, Gigi, what you think of that? I mean, at that point, it's just like the silence spoke for itself. You didn't have to ask if he was good or not. Like,
Right.
You
could tell. Listen, I was on petty patrol, right? And he was in violation of being petty. But I had to rescind the retract the ticket because
you sent him on his way.
I went ahead and let him go because after assessing the situation, I realized that he was in the right. He was okay. He was okay to feel how he fucking felt because of the bullshit that she did to him. So, therefore, he actually got awarded 2 more petty points, okay? I don't feel like he was petty enough. I would have took all the salsa, scooped all that shit on my plate while you sitting there waiting for your turn, and when you go to get some, there wouldn't be none.
Jesus Christ. And child, can you tell me why Keke was so hardcore looking at that salsa harder than that Brandon?
I'd have been so petty. I would have got a bowl and poured all the salsa in one bowl and walked off.
That was hilarious. Dondi says Keke tried to act as if Brandon drank as much as she did. We seen Keke get wasted. Yes, we have. Chris said that Dondi said rather Chris knows he will go back to Maya for Ray to love. This was just an acting gig for Chris. That could be possible, but it also takes 2 to tango. So if Maya turns it down, then that's Maya turned it down. The cast was not empathetic to Brandon at all. No, not at all. When Keke asked if he was good, it seemed like she was rubbing what she did his face. Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. Child, listen. So then we get this 2 days later. Shout out to the SpongeBob family. We get 2 days left, and then we have this situation right here. It's morning time. That is Jay and Cinco. I don't know who this is.
That's Jared looking. That's Jared in a bonnet.
You know what? Why the fuck does your ass have a bonnet on? Good. You know what?
Because he's saucy. Okay, he a little zesty. I feel like he a little zesty. Duck lips.
Now, wait. Now, Janelle, when you came over to the house, did you give him a robe out of your closet? I'm just asking a question.
What did you say? Did he do what?
I said when Janelle was over the house, right, to talk about catfish and all that stuff, did Janelle give him a robe?
She left her bonnet next to the pillow. Jared looks like the type that sings all the lyrics to WAP.
Oh my God.
He be in his closet, come out, get a bucket and a mop for this with his pussy. Sir. Sir. You don't have one of those, sir. He just gets on my nerves.
Man, I didn't see who it was at first, but I'm just like, bruh, really? That's how you want to show up in the morning?
Yeah.
I mean, most dudes wear do-rags last time I checked, but I mean, hey, it is 2025, so go forth and prosper, brother. Just okay. So after all that, we get Keke and Brandon. And Keke is Keke tossed and turned, right? And Keke is talking to Cinco, right? And what Keke says here, I'm like, the sympathy that I had for Keke at the table, I just don't know what to do with Keke at this point, because at the table I did feel that I felt sad, because it's like it finally hit her that she had a good guy, but it was like, you know, in the words of Ruben Studdard, you know, this is I'm sorry for 2004. I'm not gonna mess up no more this year, and I take my one chance and make it real clear. Damn, I'm sorry. That sorry came after what she said here to Cinco of, I understand the initial shock, but let's move on. What? What? And
right,
what?
for her to just say, yeah, let's just move it along. Like, okay, I said it, it's out, move it along. Girl, what? What are you talking about? How are you just gonna tell this man to move it along when you just like he has been trying, and it has all come out how much he's been trying. We've seen him trying on the show. Now we know he has tried even before this to come see you, to make something of this, and you have been the one who's been deceitful, and you tell this man to move it along as if he does not have feelings. That just shows how selfish and just I don't even know what to say.
That was
just insane. And then you got Cinco giving advice and telling her basically the reason why Brandon feels the way he does is because in the
the way he set it up for him of how he supposedly was living.
Yeah, and the fact that he tried to come see her 4 times and to find out the reason why, they never met in them 4 times is because she was living with another man. How is he supposed to just get over this? What in your mind says that this man is just going to be over being played for 4 years?
Yes.
And within 24 hours. How is that supposed to work?
And not to mention too, like, I know Cinco and Jay have stirred up some shit, but I gotta say, Cinco, well done to you, brother. Because you explained that perfectly. You didn't get upset with Keke. You didn't shade Keke. You gave you cut it up, you rolled it up, and you made it happen for Keke to take it and smoke it. And you did a masterful job, because he was right at everything he said.
Right. And even Brandon, when he was talking to her and he was letting her know, like, yo, the fact that when we played the game and the question was asked is, do you feel like it's right to lie to your partner at all? And even Taronda broke it down as hiding something, flat out lying. And Keke wrote no. And Brandon asked her, he said, well, why would you write no if, you knew you were keeping a secret? Correct. Or, hiding something. And she's like, it's not that I was hiding it, or it's not that it was a secret or something like that. It was, I just didn't tell you, or something she said.
He still didn't know, sweetheart. That's a secret.
Just because
exactly. You put a pig doesn't mean that's still not a pig. Go ahead.
And that's the whole point. Is it doesn't matter how you flip it. It doesn't matter how you cook bacon. It's still pork.
That part.
Okay. Yeah, I know they got turkey bacon, they got vegan bacon. But if you cook bacon, we talk about real bacon now.
Yes.
Okay. We know that bacon comes from a pig.
Yes.
So no matter how you cook it, it's still going to come from a pig.
Correct.
So how can you, the audacity of her to think or to act like this man is supposed to just get over it and allow her to keep trampling over him? It's absurd to me.
Yeah.
It's absolutely absurd to even think that is okay.
Because if it was on the other foot, it will be DEFCON 1.
And Brandon asked her, yo, do you want to be done? And she's like, done with this conversation? And he's like, done with everything. And in Keke's confessional, she's saying like, hey, of course I don't want to be done with him because we've been together for 4 years, but I feel like, yeah, but she's going about it the wrong way.
Yeah. And she does feel a way about, it being at breakfast. And I couldn't make out what she was trying to say, but I think she said the breakfast you prevent me from eating. Did you get that, Gigi? Because it seemed jumbled.
I didn't catch it. Let me see. Hold on, I'm about to play it back real quick for myself. I'm about to see.
Because I think that's what she said, but I just couldn't tell.
Okay, so yeah, that is what she said. The breakfast she prevented me from eating. And he said, that's on you. I already told you that. So she's spitting the fact that what they had this discussion on him is why she can't eat her breakfast. What?
Yeah, you doing a little much, child. Like, regardless, you're still going to eat your breakfast. Like, come on now. So, with all that being said, we get to the preview. It's decision day. Charlie asked Jared, what do you want? Charlie. Charlie. Moving on. Like, what else do we need to say? You ask all that shit? After all this shit happened? Moving on. Then Keke and Brandon talk. It seems like, Gigi, that there might be a glimmer of hope. Ain't a big glimmer of hope. I think Tinkerbell going over Sleeping Beauty Castle has a higher chance of, a glimmer with pixie dust than Keke and Brandon. But hey, it's happening. Alexis is pissed because her cheeks ain't getting clapped. And as the friend of the house, I would do what needs to be done. So once again, Gigi would be like, wait a minute, where Braylon at? because production will say, Gigi, can you go find Brett? Oh my God, Braylon, really? What? She needed 2 hours to release. Okay, she needed an hour to talk, and then she needed an hour to release. What was I supposed to do? I don't want Alexis to be a hothead, then production go to shit. I'm helping the production here. Now just let me, Alexis, get up and get ourselves adjusted, and we'll be on our way. But that being said, then right after that, Jared says to Charlie and to the room of people that are in the room, listen, I believe monogamy is going against human nature.
If it's not one thing, it's another. What in the world? And he's saying this shit he's saying this at the last moment because this is his way of not having communication with Charlie after this. Okay, he's testing just how gullible she is and just how much she likes him. Because if he says this and she still stays, then he knows he can get away with anything with her. And that's where even more of that dangerous side comes in, because you're giving this man leeway to harm you, to harm your family. Like,
yes, no, for sure. He just reminded me of Chaz so damn much from Ready to Love. Oh my God, child.
I don't know. I think Chaz was a little more sincere.
You think so?
Yeah. Then Jared? Absolutely.
Because you remember that whole situation where he tried to tell that woman off and then he got married or something like that?
Oh, yes. Yes. At the reunion.
So that's what I'm saying, that for that correlation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Damn it. I forgot. Okay.
Child.
Yeah, but anyway, this is
and y'all, that all happened in this episode.
Yeah. So that was the review for this episode. I will say this, though, when it comes to Alexis and Chris, it kind of reminds me of Keke and Brandon, because remember I said Keke is not letting Brandon touch her because she wants to go back to her ex and be able to say, look, he never touched me. We didn't do anything. We didn't, kiss. I wasn't intimate with him or nothing. And Chris is doing the same thing just in case he does go back to Maya. Listen, I didn't do anything with her. This was all an act. It was for my career. I just needed exposure. Like, whatever it is. Like,
right.
I feel like that's kind of the situation with him and Alexis. I don't know if they're going to last. I kind of don't see it working. Even if they do leave the show together, I don't see them being together afterwards. So I'm definitely ready for the reunion because I want to see where everybody's at.
Yes.
Where are they now? So
yes. A couple of things here from Reddit before we get to our poll question, because child, there's a lot going down. From the Ready to Love Reddit, when is her 15 minutes? Jay is a social media clown, can't even Keke about the show without her in the mix on all platforms. She wants to be on BGC, Bad Girls Club. She needs to take that mess to Zeus. Hides behind that Chicago girl nonsense when she's from Maywood, the burbs. She's just used to be a fat girl turned mean girl. Call me what her 15 is. Oh, that. Yeah. And then right here, 6 foot unfiltered demon, chef probably in the kitchen season 2, hashtag never ever met, Coach J, Maywood, Chicago, Devil Horns, and she's a comedian. She's a comedian. She's exhausted on social media here and on IG. I'm sure she'll be on the post soon. Did she say anything funny this season, Gigi? Because I don't remember.
no, I don't recall any any funny scenarios with her. I'm sorry.
Okay. Just wanted to make
Could have
sure.
fooled me.
So, and then this one here, Brittany and Jay are fighting online. Right here, Vanilla Love, you don't even know the definition, so I'm not worried about your opinion. Apparently ain't nobody else either had your ass pressed for 3 weeks. Girl, bye. To Hey Brit Brat, girl, bye. LAMO, you were drunk for 3 weeks. You didn't even remember the shit you were doing. Remember, please don't be tough behind a keyboard. I'm like this in real life. I don't give a fuck about no TV shit or internet shit. Vanilla Love, your point, LAMO, laugh emoji, all in my business. I don't remember what I ate yesterday, but I know you do. You was always watching me. Own wasn't ready for my personality. We needed Zeus Network. Oh, wow.
At least she can admit it. She know.
Yeah, she admitted it. So they edited me out a lot because they edited me out a lot. 2 laughing emojis. But Shamar, not Shamar in the wheelchair child. Oh my Lord Jesus. Okay. Shamar's an internet personality. That's how shall the seasoned people say, a little touched. But Shamar mad because next episode they expose her for being on every nigga's dick but Ty in 4K. So now she's defensive and delusional. LAMO. Ooh, child. Yep, someone showed this last week. Jay is cutting up. She deserved it, though. People need to treat people better in general. She was nice as pie to other guys, but one Ty treat her like a princess, typical when they treat their subjects like dirt. Yeah, she was cutting up, but child. That is everything off of Reddit at this moment in time. Child. What did you think about all that, Gigi, as I pull up the poll question for the week, my friend?
Listen, it is going down in the DMs. We already know. Jay is unhinged, okay? Like, it has been said that a lot of editing was happening because of the attitude she had, just how she is as a person, period. This makes me wonder if the reason why her and Single get away so long is because they're damn near the same. Yeah. Or is this something that is just a base for destruction? It's going to happen sooner rather than later.
Yes.
But overall, I feel like this episode I give it a 6 out of 10. 6.5.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. So, yeah. We're at the end. I'm ready for the reunion, and then we're going to get back into Ready to Love because that's going to start here in the next, I think, couple weeks or something like that.
Yes, should be coming back very soon. So gotta.
But let's go ahead and finish out season 2, and in the words of Keke, let's just move on already.
Yes, let's just move on already. And by the way, if you missed any of our reviews, please go back and watch those. We'll have to get caught up as well, because this was literally a midsummer break. In the middle of the 10th decade season, they took a break. So now we got to reacclimate ourselves. But in the meantime, here is your weekly poll question here. This is for episode 9, week 9, if you will. Was Brittany too flirty with the other men in the house? Yes, she was touchy with everyone except Ty. No, if she didn't mean to flirt, then it wasn't flirting. It doesn't matter if Ty felt disrespected, it doesn't matter. Rather, Ty felt disrespected, and that's what counts. Well, I'm surprised they didn't put the fourth option of maybe it depends on your personality, but.
So 1 is yes, 2 is no, and the third one is it doesn't matter. Ty felt disrespected, and that's what counts.
Yes.
Huh. Okay. See, I'm with 1 and 3.
Same.
So I feel like either one of those I could go with. But yes, definitely. When you're all touchy-feely with other people's man and you're not doing that with your own, that's a problem. That is definitely a problem. But yeah, I'm going to go with yes.
Same. Let's see. Now remember, y'all, sometimes there is an option that is not there. That doesn't even show up. So let's see what is it. By the way, like Gigi has not read the comments before the show. We do not read the poll nor do the poll before the show. Because we have to dog walk the after show. So you can understand the poll question. Because it forces you to think of everything that Gigi has said, I have said, and that you all have contributed. So here we go. Okay, all 3 show up. No, if she did mean to flirt, there wasn't flirting at 10%. 20%. It doesn't matter. Ty felt disrespected, and that's what counts at 20%. So literally just a 10% jump there, but a 60%, that's 60% rather. Yes, she was touchy with everyone except Ty at 60%. I wonder if Brittany's going to get on to America for voting for this option, because she got on to Jay by saying she was ignorant and that they were only listening to one side. So I wonder if Brittany's going to get the same energy.
Yeah, they might have been, listening to one side, but they could see both sides.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wonder if Brittany has done or will do any reflection of her own. And this doesn't seem, well, no, listen, I don't know her. This is just my opinion. But I don't feel like this is the first time this has been an issue in a relationship with her.
No.
I do not feel, I also feel like that might be why she is still single. Because this is, in a way, a character flaw. Like,
yeah.
But, I wish them all the best. And as we see, Clay has moved on quite quickly.
Yes, indeed, he has.
Yeah. Jared, I'm not sure. Wouldn't be surprised if he's moved on quickly, too. I'm pretty sure he's always had a backup for his backup. He definitely is not a Brandon who would even consider waiting 4 years. He probably can wait. I'm surprised he waited 4 days when they came on the show. So, but yeah.
Next week will be the. No, go ahead, Gigi. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just gonna say I think that's it for this review for this week because we've covered everything.
Yes, we have. Yes, indeed. So next week, y'all, will be the season finale, and then we will wait to hear at the end of that episode if there will be a reunion or not. Now, Josh has hinted at a reunion that it could be happening when Millie Chut interviewed Tatiana, because Millie Chut did ask about the reunion, and Tatiana said that she could not say anything. Which I want everybody to understand something. When a cast member says that, they are contracted by the network. You understand? So, for example, when I interviewed Millie on Braylon's Virtual Tour Live, which for those of you who may not know, Gigi knows because I talk to her often, because we are that cool in real life. Well, we haven't met in real life, but this is a real life thing, okay? But just to keep it a buck, it is what it is. I'm not transparent with y'all. That me and y'all. So I said to Gigi that originally that Millie interview was supposed to be a Zoom interview, just like the Taronda Jones interview I was supposed to do. Yes, I was going to interview Taronda Jones before the series premiere of The Never Ever Mets came out. Yeah. So when I tell you I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. I can stand on my own. I'm a black stallion. I don't just say that shit to say that shit. And Keke can tell you, because you can probably look at her call log, and she's got the receipts on. Hey, it's Florida. Good to see you. Love you, brother. Right back. Good to see you. It's Florida. It's from La Renee Creole. Love that brother so much. He also is in the house while I some other stuff. So love you. It's Florida. Love you, brother, very much. But Gigi, over to you, because like I said, when I say I'm about my shit, I really am about my shit. Because there were times that I called Gigi to let her know what was going on within that revenue. So.
Yeah, what you said can't be more truer. Like, it's honest. And that's why I said you are like a super media genius. People don't truly understand and can't quite grasp how much you truly know and you do behind the scenes that people don't understand and don't know, and how you keep your lives going, and how you create your virtual tours for them to be how they are. It's truly amazing. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so glad that I can even be, someone that's considered a friend, to even be in that same space and have this platform with you for us to do these interviews and reviews and different things that we do, even when we do Ready to Love with, Dr. Ucha and Q.
Yes.
It's always a great time, and it's always good to have you here. So
I love you right back for that.
Yeah, much love, and just, thank you for even being who you are, and even allowing the people that are in the chats, the fans, to come in and be able to feel safe and feel like this is a place that is made for them, and not feel, have to feel like they're being pushed out or they have to be a certain way in order to be a part of. So what you're doing is very important. Keep it up. And I support you with everything that you do, just as well as you support me, and I appreciate it. So, but with that being said, this is the end of the review.
Yes,
we have
it is.
covered this episode. We've gone through the Reddit threads, as well as did the Never Ever Met's poll. So, if nothing else, I'm gonna say this is it. And make sure you guys like, share, comment, subscribe to both of our channel. I'm a Queen T with Gigi Nan, as well as T with a Queen. And this is my brother Braylon Lee. Make sure that y'all are here with us every Saturday. Sometimes we come on Sundays, but
depending on what's going on,
Saturday. Yeah. But just make sure y'all rock with us. We will be here with y'all, and y'all will be here with us. And it's just a blessing. So.
Absolutely. And it's Fullerton, you have met a very good person of GG9 for sure. And like we're saying, that's what I was going to say before we got off. I was only supposed to get 15 minutes with Millie. And the interview was going so good that Millie actually wanted to stay. But that's because I give a fuck about what I do. Anybody can say that they're about it, but it takes somebody to be about it. So when Tatiana said that I can't confirm anything, that was the same thing with my interview with Millie. I can't go over the allotted time. Now, if it was a personal one-on-one, okay, we good. Like Millie Chun did. She did her thing, we good. But when it comes to the network, in order for you to make it through the levels of the game, you have to understand the rules of the game. And in the words of Marcel Scott, who should never be quoted for shit, but I'm going to quote him right now. You gave me the rules, so I know how to play. Sometimes I ain't God, sometimes I ain't the devil. It's us that determines our rise or demise. So if you want to really be in this, I know that the rules are fucked up, but guess what? Those are the rules. It would be the same thing with Bravo. Do you not know this Brittany Edie situation that's going on right now? If you get Britt Edie on your channel, just know you're going to have to dog walk that interview in a particular way because there is a active lawsuit for $20 fucking million. And you could be liable for the questions you asked to Brittany that NBC Universal Truly Original Bravo could handle your ass for. So please, for the love of God, when me and Gigi are giving game, we're not giving it because we're the greatest of all time, even though that's never going to be fucking disputed. We're giving you the game because not everybody has access to resources, to a cavalry like me and Gigi. Okay? Not everybody's against you. The only way somebody can be against you is if you give the energy for somebody to be against you. Okay? Okay. All right, child. Anyway, go ahead, Gigi. I love you, child. We'll talk soon. I just had to get that out because I'm just like, child. The
Listen,
receipts.
it's understandable. All right, you hold the receipt, so you know. But yeah, with that, it is time for me to get ready for my date night with my hubs. You know, gonna
Right now
go out on a night on the town, you know, living the San Diego life. There's so much to do here in California. I love it. But much love to everybody.
Yes,
can't wait to see y'all back here next week. Braylon,
Yes,
I will
indeed.
talk to you later.
Yes. All right.
But
Love you
much
as
love,
always.
everybody.
Y'all see you next month.
We definitely will. Bye, everybody.
See you soon, my friend. All right, everybody. That is it for the Ready to Love, not Ready to Love, child, for the Never Ever Met Season 2, Episode 9 review. I thank you all so much. Like I said, we always end it with a daily motivator. So, you know, when you let go of a secret, that doesn't mean everything is clean. When you let go of a secret, that doesn't mean everything is clean. When you let go of a secret, that doesn't mean everything is clean. The first thing I'll tell you about that is when you let go of a secret, you have to be prepared for the weight to be heavy. A lot of people believe when you are giving the truth away that, you know, you feel lighter, but you end up feeling heavier. So that's the first thing I'll tell you. The second thing I'll tell you about just because you give a secret away doesn't mean that you're clean is that the real work begins after that secret, right? So if you're not ready to do the real work of giving that secret away, then you don't need to release that. And finally, you know, Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple said the choices are yours and yours alone. Good luck. And, you know, I think about Legends of the Hidden Temple in a very life. I think of Legends of the Hidden Temple as a metaphor of life. Those 3 minutes through the temple is all you have. And sometimes I feel like with secrets, people don't recognize that 3 minutes is all you have. So once you release that, once you are beginning to release that secret, you need to recognize that 3 minutes is on the clock. And when that clock runs out, it runs out. So recognize once you start the clock, that clock is going to have to stop. And the only way it's going to stop is by how you take responsibility for the secret that you release. I bet you won't see Legends of the Hidden Temple the same way again, will you, huh? And with that being said, everybody, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special because you were always born a blessing to trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why it's one thing to call yourself, it's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. We have spent time with you. You have spent time with us. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll be great together. And always remember what you're doing: radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or child, just talking about recognizing that relationships are only powerful as you make them and as desolate as you care less about them. Make sure the replay is not just right for you watch it, not just right for you listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. We love you, we value, we embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you gotta give it, receive love, you gotta give it, receive love, you gotta give it, wherever obstacles you have overcome, wherever success you have achieved upon this particular day. We are extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of you damn self. And finally, y'all, look at this right here. 3,100 subscribers. Come through with it. Recognize this, okay? The truest success. Oh, y'all didn't see that. Hang on. Let me do this here. Let me do this again. Hang on. Sorry, y'all. So y'all can see this. Hang on. Right here. There we go. 3,100 subscribers once again. I want y'all to recognize something. The truest success of a person is not when they are at their highest peak, but it's when they are in the middle of their journey to get to the highest peak. Let me say that 2 more times for y'all. The true definition of somebody being successful is not when they finally made it to their highest peak, but it's in the journey to get to their highest peak. Real success is not when they get to their highest peak, but it is the journey to get to their highest peak. If you're not grateful for the journey to get there, you're not going to understand the weight of when you get there. Do you fucking understand? Just because you have 23,000 subscribers, 60,000 subscribers, or 100,000 subscribers, that don't mean shit if your quality of your content and who you are, how the fuck you move is shit. Sometimes it's the people that aren't seen the most that got the most fucking damn quality. And if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must fucking apply. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love and send it right back to you. By the way, congratulations to Sonny and Moses. I saw that Moses is home. Give me a little bit of time. I'm going to make a thumbnail. Then we'll come back and celebrate that live right here. We are live on tour. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Commercial break and fireworks are coming your way for the day that was, for the day that's coming, for the blessings on the way for you, me, all of us, as a society, as a people, as a culture. I feel the love and send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you. Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Beyond this gate, find gardens green and epic worlds to fill your dreams.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.